Hi, guys. My name is Steve B. I want to talk to you today about staying sober for today. And that's one thing we're going to do together. Today is October 18th, and the foliage is just awesome down at the park. But yeah, we're going to stay sober today, and also I was going to talk to you a little bit about commitments because where I live, the meetings I go to, people don't want to step up and do commitments. And commitments keep you sober. Be it chairing a meeting, or be it making coffee, or being a GSR, or even being a greeter or something like that, coming up to people and saying, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome," and stuff like that. It's all important. The It keeps us sober. I like to tell people, yeah, commitments keep you sober. They do. And I learned really early on because the guy that I hooked up with way back in the beginning of my sobriety was big on commitments. He was big on service. He did the man, you name it, he did it. When I came in, I kind of latched onto him, and I learned real quick, man, this is how you stay sober. It gets you out of yourself. It keeps you busy. It keeps you out of your own head. And through the years, man, I remember one coffee commitment I had, and it was not only making the coffee, but it was setting up the room, big tables, setting it up, and making the coffee, but also getting whatever treats you want to get for the meeting. And they always had that, you know, uh, cake and cookies or whatever, and through the years, yeah, some of that stuff you can get carried away with, and you get a little tubby or whatever. But I got to tell you, through the years, people love that stuff, the cookies, the cake, all of that, muffins, donuts, you name it. You name it. I'm getting hungry just talking about all this stuff. But yeah, a big part of my recovery, and I'll never forget that commitment. I had to come in early, make the coffee, set up the tables. The tables were huge. It was a big auditorium, and then when the meeting was over, I had to unset up everything, clean up the coffee, put the tables away, do this, do that, and the other thing. I look back on that time as a fond time. I'm fond of that because it got me to the meeting early. It got me talking to people, sharing, getting out of myself. Because let's face it, if I'm stuck in my own head, I'm not in good company. Mostly, I'm just freaking spinning my wheels. When I get stuck in my own head, I got to get out of myself. If I'm feeling lazy, tired, or just like not doing anything, I got to get up off my butt. Goya, get off your ass. You go for a little walk or something like that. Speaking of which, I got my walk in today, and it was pretty good. I walked with JC, my Christian friend, and oh God, we talk about God, we talk about music, we talk about people, all interesting subjects, and I gotta say, that I got a little walking network. People because I've been doing this for 5 years. You get to know people after a while, and I consider them family. Just like the meetings. You do it for long enough, you come for long enough, gonna get to know a lot of people. And I don't know. It's the high point of my day, like our literature says. Going to meetings, doing this video for you guys is the high point of my day, and it makes me happy getting out of myself. I'm stuck in my own head. I'm like Not good. But I could be alone nowadays and be talking to God and be totally fine with that, but just me alone, not good, not good, not good. So what's up, guys? What's up on this October 18th? This beautiful Friday morning. Friday morning. It's a speaker meeting, and you know, I, I'm here to tell you that I'm glad you guys checked in with me. It's good to come to your home or wherever you are to watch this and to talk about recovery. Recovery is the most awesome thing in the world. But I was talking about commitments. Unfortunately, I look around and there's a lot of people in the area that I'm in that aren't into commitments. If they take one, they don't take it seriously. They'll just not come or not do what they said they were going to do. I'm one that believes that if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, well, you know what that says to me? That says that your word is no good. Or you could even take it longer than that if you want. You can say, look, you don't care. I had a boss one time, and I keep going back to this boss, but I learned some really good things with him. You know, he said, and this was one of my first jobs. I remember, and he said that if you don't do something, say you're going to do it and don't do it, it's a lack of interest. And I used to think, what do you mean lack of interest? It's a lack of interest. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, and if you don't do it a number of times, forget it. I'm not going to ask you anymore. But if you don't do it, that's a lack of interest. You have no interest in helping or doing whatever. And I never forgot that when he told me that. And that's one of my beliefs, even now, that if you're coming to if you're part of recovery and stuff like that, the number one thing we got to get in this program is honesty. In our literature, in the very first paragraph of how it works, it talks about honesty three times. It mentions honesty three times in the very first paragraph. And I'm here to tell you that if you are not an honest person, you know, there's no question about it. You are you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it because part of recovery is becoming a better person. And honesty, I think, is right up there on the top of all of this. Honesty is very important in recovery. And it's the thing I had to learn. It's the thing anybody that wants a good recovery's got to learn. You got to learn to be honest. Nothing wrong with that. I want to be an honest person. I want to, and it goes on to say rigorous honesty, and it also goes on to say that, there are some unfortunates that can't get it because they can't take a program of rigorous honesty. Honesty is believe me, honesty is huge in recovery. You got to be an honest person. You got to be an honest person. And if you're not honest, you're never going to get it. Never going to get it. So, you know, we got to learn that. We got to learn that. I had to learn it, and I try to, I tell people that, yeah, my word is everything. If my word's no good, then I'm no good. Um, honesty with your program, honesty with people, honesty with a higher power, God. I got to be honest to other people, and I got to be an honest person. I mean, if you're an honest person, believe me, you're a treasure because honesty is so important in this world where nobody, I mean, I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people like just don't get it. They just don't have it, and I wouldn't consider them honest. But I want you to get it. I want you to put honesty high on your list. You're only as good as your word, and honestly, beautiful day down here today. The weather's fantastic. It's jacket weather. It's knit hat weather, but it's great. It's fantastic. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And so, what are you guys up to today? Anything good for this beautiful Friday? I would say a little nippy, but it isn't even nippy. I went for my walk and it was like heaven. It was like fantastic, and I'm sitting here back here in the shade a little bit, and still fantastic. Still fantastic. Um, so we're gonna learn how to be honest in our program, and honest with the God of your understanding, God Almighty. I call him Jesus. We're gonna be honest with other people. And even cash register honesty. I used to think um, I wasn't as a teenager. I did bad things. I did some bad things, and one of them was shoplifting. And I know today that if I take something that doesn't belong to me, that belongs to someone else, I'm a thief. I'm a criminal. And I don't know. That's not being honest. Today I don't take anything that doesn't belong to me. If somebody gives me something, then I just look up and I say, "Thank you, God. Thank you for giving me that." Because I know the bottom line is that God is the one that gives. God gives. Um, yes, He does. And yeah, and I know it's a firm belief that I have this belief that God's going to give me what I need. If I don't have it, maybe I don't need it. And I'm here to tell you that God is really He wants you to have all the good stuff. Become a child of God like me. Ask Him to come into your life and to help you along. That's my well, I would secret weapon. God's not a secret weapon. God, that's the reason of every good thing that I have. God, and the stuff that He's given me, not that I took, the stuff that He's given me. I don't want to screw anybody today. Nobody. Because I know beyond a doubt that God sees everything. He sees, and He knows. He knows. If I do something that's not right, and I know when I'm doing something that's not right. You know, and if I'm questionable about like to do something that is right, I will. I'll ask Him. I'll say, "What do I do? What do you want me to do?" That's what I want to do. I want to do God's will. More, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. God is my master. He's my helper. He's my friend. And He's going to help me. He's going to help me in every endeavor I do. And I pray every day for the meeting. I pray every day for this podcast. And I ask God to bless it. I want to reach the hearts of people that really want this thing because, they can have it. There's no question. It's not going to be withheld from anybody that really, really needs it. Or not needs it necessarily, but wants it. This is not a program for people that need it. If it did, we'd be busting at the seams with numbers of people. But it's for people that want it. And I want it with all my heart. I want to be sober today and clean more than anything in the whole wide world. And I want you to also. It's God has given me the gift of sobriety. So I'm clean and sober today, and I want to share it with people because it makes me so happy that I am. I'm clean and sober today by the grace of God. Not anything I did. Although I had to make some steps, but it was I was listening to God's leading that took me into recovery. That's helping me to not want to drink a day at a time. I mean, literally, one of the best readings I ever read was not taking a drink on a daily basis is the most important thing I do on any given day. I mean, I could help people galore. I could do this and do that and do the other. But if I'm not helping somebody and I'm looking for my own glory or whatever, then what I'm doing is a waste of time. You know, you know. One of the things is that God knows. He knows when I'm doing something good. He knows when I'm doing something bad, and I need Him to show me and tell me and help me. All right, guys, give a like and subscribe. That would make me very happy. Um, leave a comment too. Leave a comment. I would love to hear your opinions on this thing. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Well, what can I do? Or if you just want to chat with me, I'm more than happy to chat with you guys. So, God bless you all and have a wonderful day. Love you.